Sports. It's in the game.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. From the Pacific Northwest and Bandon Dunes Golf Resort, live second-round coverage of the Pacific Championship. Things starting to slowly take shape here on this Friday. For some, it is a race for the top prize. For others, it's a fight to stick around for the weekend as we show you the leaderboard. The leader is the Canadian Corey Connors. He's at 11 under. And our featured golfer, 4 shots back as we get things going. Oh, this is a big chance, but it's looking good. Drivable par 4, not for most in this field, but for this guy, yes, he has just knocked it on. What a shot. Okay, I'd call that an acceptable effort from that range. Okay, a well-played hole there. It is birdie to kick off the round. And fresh off a 65 in round 1, he'll move to 1 under for his round today. The second hole, a par 3 measuring 220 yards. In theory, it's a straightforward, though long, par 3. 2 bunkers left and short shouldn't be in play, but the hole does play deceivingly uphill, so a solid strike is a must. Okay, safely aboard. Birdie putt coming up, and we go to Iona Stephen.
It would be very easy to underread this putt. There is break on it from left to right, particularly as it nears the hole.
From way downtown. That's in for birdie here at 2. And he's got it to 2 under for the round, 9 under now for the tournament. We head to the third now, our first par 5 at 563 yards. Bunkers appear to be scattered on either side of the fairway, so accuracy is a must. This green is definitely reachable in 2, but it does run nearly 50 yards from front to back, so if your approach isn't on target, you could be left with a putt of better than 100 feet. nope, that wasn't the right line, and he'll pay the price as this ball gonna run off the fairway and into the bunker. Getting out more important than distance here as he readies his second.
A little too casual with the second shot out of the fairway bunker on the par 5. That had to find the fairway. Instead, this hole's just getting a little more difficult.
That's good technique, and that is right around 5 feet. Not too bad. A 4-footer here for birdie. Okay, nicely done. That's in for birdie here at 3. And he's got it to 3 under now. Just 2 back. Up next, we come to the par 4 fourth hole, which measures out at 443 yards. Beware that the rough is thick if you miss here, but a well-placed drive rewards you with our first real look at the Pacific, as you'll see that big expanse of blue and start to hear the crashing waves below. I'll tell you, this is shaping up to be some kind of round. Birdies at 1, 2, and 3, and another good tee shot here at the 4th. Put it in a great spot off the tee. Has just 86 yards left for his second shot. See what he can do with this. And a big mistake in an otherwise sterling round, as that ball, I believe, is going to be declared OB. Okay, that's acceptable there. He has a 12-footer here. Yeah, that one on target, though it is in for double bogey. He'll fall back to 8 under par. On now to the number 1 handicap hole on the course. That is the 445-yard par 4 fifth. This one plays right along the bluffs of the Pacific. Keeping it straight here is the big key, because trouble lurks on either side if your tee shot or your approach are wayward. Ooh, and that is going to wind up missing the target by a good margin, and that will be no bargain in there. The lie is not a friendly one, but still a chance to get on in 2 with a good shot here.
That was some shot. Moved heaven and earth just to get that one out of the rough, and now safely on the green.
Now this for birdie.
Well, 2 things to consider here. First of all, the break, just ever so slightly left to right, but the main focus must be the pace, uphill all the way.
Got it there, but not quite on target. That one finished off. It is a par here at 5. And he's going to remain at 8 under. The second par 3 of this front side, another long one. This 6th hole measuring out at 217 yards. That voice in your head will be telling you, don't go left, because if you do, you'll be down the cliff and onto the beach here by 5 Mile Point. And that one not on the green, but not in a terrible spot either. Sitting up in the short grass. Second shot now, here at the par 3. Nicely read there. It is a par here at the 6th. And he'll remain right where he is. We make our turn away from the ocean now and head to the par 4-7. At 411 yards, it offers a nice wide fairway to sort of bomb away into. That will likely leave an uphill approach for the second to a green that is one of the more difficult on the course. Oh, this is tugged way left.
Well, that drive was enormous. I know it's in the rough, but that is long.
So now with the ball below his feet, got to be careful this doesn't go right. Okay, on the green, but that's going to leave a putt that will get your attention. This will be a 14-foot putt here. Pretty good read there. Definitely good speed, and it just skips a foot or so by. That one finished off. It'll be a par here at 7. And he'll stay right where he is. The 8th hole is a par 4 at 385 yards. This one is similar in a lot of ways to the 3rd hole. The bigger hitters can easily clear those 2 fairway bunkers and in theory leave just a little pitch on for their second. Well, that is right and way offline. That might have been okay if it stayed in that thinner rough, but I think this popped into that deeper area. He'll have to conjure something from this lie because that is not very good. See if he can knock it on in 2.
And for a short little shot, the heavy rough certainly makes things more difficult because the rough gets between the club face and the ball. But not bad, all things considered.
Okay, right on line. That's a birdie here at the 8th. And he's worked it to 9 under par. On now to the finishing hole here on Bandon Dunes front side, the par 5-9. It's the longest on the course, measuring out at 585 yards. You'll find a handful of pot bunkers in the inopportune spots along the way, but if you can navigate your way around them, you just might wind up with a birdie putt. And that ball going to roll out a little too much as the momentum carries it all the way into the bunker. Want to make sure you catch this cleanly as second to the par 5.
This par 5, one of the easiest holes on the golf course too. But that second shot just caught the edge of the bunker. And now, a little bit of trouble. I'd give that an 8 or a 9 out of 10. Being in a fairway bunker and safely on the green, you never know, might even sneak a birdie.
Let's bring in Nota Begay III for a look at birdie.
A very makeable look here. Get the ball started and let it trickle down to the hole.
That's a half a ball away from going in. Very well read. Just a tap in there for par at the 9th. And he'll go out in 34, 2 under par for this front side. We begin the back 9 here at Bandon Dunes with a par 4 measuring out at the 380 yards. It's yet another hole where that blue ocean catches your eye in the distance beyond. This hole, fairly straightforward, but big hitters should take note of that pot bunker that sits about 30 yards short of the green. Now this breeze going to push this toward the right. Looking for a strong finishing kick here on this Friday to get set up for the weekend, and that another good drive here. This is where club selection is so important. Second shot into that stiff breeze. Not much to this one. It's for birdie. Well done there. It's a birdie to kick off the back 9. And he's going to move to within 2 shots of the lead. Perfect striking range for the weekend. On to the 11th now, a par 4 at 452 yards. Best to keep it down the middle or to the right off the tee. That leads to an uphill second where you'll most likely have to take it right over that bunker that guards the front right portion of the green. He just keeps motoring right along. Another good tee shot right there. This is why you practice these shots from under 100 yards. You've bombed your drive. Now it's time for the touch shot. Zip one in there close. This one's looking good.
Jack Nicklaus always told me hole high. That was the goal. Little left, but hole high and inside 10 feet. Well done.
This a shade better than 50% on the make percentage. It's for birdie. Yes, good start to this backside. Back-to-back birdies here at 10 and 11. And he's going to move to 4 under par. Just one shot off the top spot. On to the par 3 12th hole. This is the number 18 handicap hole, so maybe that gives you a little reason for optimism. But par is not a bad score here as this measures out at 238 yards, the longest of the 4 par 3s. And that one not on the green, but not in a terrible spot either. Sitting up in the short grass. Now chipping up to the putting surface for this, his second shot. That one safely in. It's a par here at 12. And he'll remain one shot back. The rolling hills of Oregon provide the backdrop to this par 5 13th hole. At 553 yards, it is reachable in 2. Big dunes in the fairway could make the stance awkward for that second shot. But a big green that measures better than 50 yards head to toe does yield a good number of eagle putts.
That got a fortunate bounce. It'll be just fine.
Really hit that second shot on the button to this par 5. But Frank couldn't get it to stop.
Yeah, too good, too long, sadly.
It's about a 60% make percentage from here. This for birdie. Confidently done there. That's in for birdie here at 13. And he gets it to 12 under par. On a course with so many great vistas, this is visually a tough hole, this par 4 14. Look out in the fairway and you'll see pot bunkers to contend with in your landing area. If you can stay left of the danger, you will have a better look into an elongated green. Ooh, that started well right. And now our co-leader with problems here off the tee. That ball going to settle down into the thick stuff. It'll take some effort from this buried lie, but a chance now to still reach this green in two.
And for a short little shot, the heavy rough certainly makes things more difficult because the rough gets between the club face and the ball. But not bad, all things considered.
Nah, that's going to miss right. And a good opportunity goes by the wayside. No issues there. It is a par here at 14. And he'll remain at minus 12. Four holes to go as we come to the par 3 15th, measuring at 206 yards. Best to avoid the short right bunker, which is the deepest on the golf course. Putting one in the center of this plateaued green is not a bad play here. A very sensible play there, right in the middle of the green. Now this for another birdie.
Well, he's had great conversion on putts like this. Even when he's not close to the hole, he's left himself with very makeable opportunities.
Oh boy, he had it right in the jaws and it just wouldn't get there. Okay, a solid par here at the 15th, and he'll remain right where he is. Maybe the prettiest hole on the golf course, this par 4 16. A plethora of options off the tee. Most end up deciding to see just how close to the green they can get it. Beware, though, of the ever-present Bandon Dunes pot bunkers, as well as some pretty thick gorse off to the right. Not holding back. This is a big swing. Good chance to get one in close from here. This is second. "11 feet away." Good job to deaden it right by the hole, but he could not get it to go in. Okay, that'll be a par here at 16, and he'll stay right where he is. Feast or famine here on this par 4 17th at 405 yards. There are no good misses off the tee. Left has pot bunkers and thick gorse. Right with a long bunker and the side of a canyon to contend with. Best to just put one right down the middle, but that's easy for me to say. Looking for a strong finishing kick here on this Friday to get set up for the weekend, and that another good drive here. A little under 90 yards left here for his second.
That's a head scratcher. That approach shot from relatively close in. I would have been looking at 10 to 15 feet.
Chance now for another birdie. Oh, I can't tell you how good that is to get it to stop where it did from that far away. That is a super putt. Yeah, that's a good putt. It is in for par here at 17. And he's going to remain one shot off the pace. On to the home hole to wrap up the round here at Bandon Dunes. And after battling to get here, isn't it nice to have a birdie hole to take you to the clubhouse? That's what we have with this 558-yard par 5. Simply avoid the bunkers off the tee, and you should have a good chance to reach this green in too.
Oh, that was 50-50 off the tee. Rough, fairway. I guess it was more than 50-50. Fairway's fine.
Well within range from here. A second now to the par 5. Got every bit of that, threw it all the way there and got it to stop. Home in 2 on the par 5. Everything's been coming up roses so far. This, a look at eagle. That would have been a good one to convert on. Instead, that'll be left for birdie. Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity. Yeah, that's well played. It's a birdie at 18. And this is a second straight super round. This one, a 66. So an action-packed first 2 rounds and a packed leaderboard as well, with our featured golfer in a share of the lead after day 2.
So we can't separate them at this stage, but somebody, and I guarantee you somebody will play lights out in the weekend, and that will be the difference.
So for Frank Nobilo, Notable Gay III, Iona Stephen, and a cast of hundreds, I'm Rich Lerner. You've been watching PGA Tour Golf on EA Sports. So long, everyone.